Hello students, I am Aishwarya from Department of Home Science. Today let's learn about the topic family life cycle. So what is family? Family is a group of individuals who are related either by birth or blood, by adoption or by the marriage, and these individuals live under the same roof. So what does this life cycle mean? What all it has? See, students may have observed that your grandfather has started his family, right? And he started his family by having your father, right? And what about your father? He started his family by having you, right? Yes. So, how this family cycle runs? So, let's know about how this family runs and all. This is what happens in family life cycle. See, this basically the family life cycle has 3 stages. You can see the slide. The stages of this family cycle includes the first one as a beginning stage, second one as an expanding stage, and the third one is contracting stage. So let's know about the each stage briefly. So what is this beginning stage? What all happens here? Yes, in the beginning stage, the individuals get married. Okay, this is the beginning of the family. They get married and they start their new life. You can see the slide here. In the beginning stage, it's also called as period of establishment. Here what happens? The individuals start to earn and build up their family. So here the demand of energies are very less and the use of time differs according to whether the young wife is gainfully employed or not. And here the individuals start to have their own family. This is what happens in the beginning stage of the family cycle. So what happens in the second stage of the family? What we call it as, you can see the slide here. The second stage of the family is called as expanding stage. Here what happens? Here the entry of child happens and use of income is more mainly for the medicinal purpose, that is for the children health purpose. And what happens after that? The children go to the preschools and elementary schools. So in this period the expenses on toys and the materials, activities are very high. So the expenses mostly spent on the toys. And after the preschool and the elementary school, next comes with the high school and the colleges. And the fees and all the expenses are paid here. So what happens in the high school and the colleges? Here most of the money spent for the transportation, school fees, college fees or stationery items which they require for the activities of the colleges or the high schools. And here what happens for the parents? Here what happens? The time spent on the care of infants and the school going childrens. Most of the time spent for the childrens. And next what happens? Here the homemakers who take care of the childrens, they spend a lot of time with the children rather than their partner. So here housewife requires lot of energy and she feel very tired. So this is the second stage of the family life cycle. So now let's move on to the third and the last stage of the family life cycle. What it is called? It is called as a contracting stage. You can see the slide here. What happens in the contracting stage? Here the flow of income is very less because they are about to get retired. So the income flow of the family or the individuals will be very less. It's not less but comparatively less. So and what happens after that? After that their children, they start their own family by getting married. So here the children are married. So due to marriage and settlement of children, the money spent over here. And money also spent over the doctor's fees and the medicine of the parents. So mostly the parents spend their money over medicines and hospital bills and also for the settlement of their children by making them married. And what happens for the homemakers? Homemakers are the one who stays in the home and take care of the home and home management. So what happens to them? they are very really tired and they have left with no energy, and they are very really tired at this stage. So this is what happens in the last stage of the family. I hope you understand about this family life cycle. So what are the three stages of the family? The beginning stage, expanding stage, and what about the last one? Last one is the contracting stage. We can say the beginning will be like a flowering, right? And what happens in the expanding stage? The flower, it blooms, right? And what happens in the contracting stage? The flower get dried off. This is how the life of an individual happens. Hope students you learned a lot from this life cycle. See you soon. Thank you.